deal breakers. So pet peeves and deal breakers.
Mm. Pet peeves. Can you live with pet? Let me ask you a question. Can you live with some of your pet peeves?
You can live
I
with
don't
pet
know. I'm just
peeves, but
asking.
not deal breakers.
One of them, one of my major ones, you showing your ass off on social media,
Damn.
Ooh.
Okay.
showing all of your virtue. It looks nice. I even follow a couple, but I'm not marrying you. I'm not dating you.
Mm.
None of the above. That's a turn off for me. I forgot to add one of the things on my list is patience. I need because
Right.
some women, I ain't gonna put all of them in the box, but some women are emotionally impatient.
Mm.
And it's irritating. It's like they don't listen to counsel when they get to that level. You know what I'm saying? To that low vibration. So that's another deal breaker for me. Again, how you raise your children.
My biggest pet peeve is a woman that constantly talks about her accomplishments.
Ooh,
Whoa.
Right. That's a pet peeve for
Okay.
me. Right. I don't really care about what you got going.
that
Really, to
don't
be
make you
honest with you.
Wow.
I'll invest in you into whatever goals that you may have to increase whatever you're doing. But off the rip, while dating, I don't want to know like what you got and all sorts of stuff. Like, because that happens. I've been the victim of it several times.
the
And
victim.
they're lucky that I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy with that though, because I can. There's some situations where I knew I probably could have took advantage of, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Right. And so, but my deal breaker is will probably be contentment. Right. You just
Mm-hmm.
being content where you are. I don't knock anybody that wants to be on their job for 40 years, still sitting in the same cubicle. I don't knock that. It ain't for me.
No.
You see what I'm saying? It ain't for me because I like the idea of things. I like new, exciting, different things. So I like my income to be different. Right? Rather than predictable. You know what I mean? And I like someone with that similar mindset. It works best because when you operate in that vicinity, you got to have someone that's going to back you up when it's dipped for a minute, right? Because
Mhm.
it's going to be some dips, right? But
Mhm.
when you up, it's going to be the dips really ain't going to matter, right? But you got to be able to know because it shows confidence that you have in me that you're going to be secure. If you see something that looks a certain kind of way, and then you just allow me to work in it and don't say anything, I love it.
Mm.
But the moment you kind of start to twitch a little bit, then I can't operate like that. So for me, it'd be contentment because typically people that are usually, and no disrespect to anybody, but for the most part, I just feel like we should never be in the same situation year to year.
Mm-mm.
That's just my belief system.
Okay. Okay. And I like that you touched on that pet peeve because I didn't know that that was actually a pet peeve. But there's this book I'm reading by Gio Lambert, and he talks about how the only men that really care about like the woman's like success and how much money she makes is like usually like a user. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
They
Like
want to
he's
hear that
looking
for
at
sure.
yeah, like he's looking like, oh yeah, oh you work where? Like, oh wow, that's so impressive. Not because that like adds value to you, but he's thinking about how it adds value to his life. Like all these things that you've accomplished, which is like that is like a that's like an eye opener for me because oftentimes as women we look at like our accomplishments, our successes as being like, a great attribute to have. Like, yeah, I'm not no bum bitch. Like, I'm over here getting it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so we might tend to brag about that. And that's good to know that, some men are like, hey, that's not what I value in you.
I
Right.
think I think accomplishments are dope, but for you to try to use them for leverage or
Yeah.
brag about old laurels, yeah, that ain't where it's
Right.
at. But because I want to address, because when a lot of I be y'all read posts and women say men are intimidated by successful women, and some are because they losers. But when that's all you talk about,
she didn't do the
when that's
host.
all you talk about, it's like, what have you done for people? What have you done for yourself? Like, besides education, what the hell have you done around the
Man, what happened
world,
to the host, bro?
to your family?
Johnny said his deal breakers are unnecessarily mean and rude, a smart ass mouth.
I'll
Disappear
disappear
real
real
quick.
quick. Yeah.
Terry said he doesn't like dumb women. If your response to everything is "huh,"
You gotta go. That
So Khalees wants to know, how do y'all feel about beggars?
Hey, I've been here with them
I
many,
don't
many,
attract
many times.
beggars.
I call them after a date, and they'll say, I'll be like, "What's going on with you? Nothing. You gotta pay this bill." What the fuck y'all talking to you?
Hey,
My
my first thing,
First
thing in my head, first thing I say in my head when somebody comes from a begging space is like, "What have you done besides sit there and look good? What have you done besides that?"
The two brothers kind of hit it on the head a little bit, but I like a pet peeve for me is if you've never done anything for anybody else and everything has been all about you your whole life.
Is it a bell on here? Ding ding. That's it, man.
Right. You should have more to contribute than what God gave you and what genetics blessed you with. And I think across the board, we just like intelligence. Like, I just think it doesn't mean you have to necessarily be educated in school, but just being intelligent, just being able to solve problems, have a conversation, be open to new things. I think that's really across the board what a lot of guys are struggling with out here. You know, and then the reason why I put purpose is that something's got to be bigger than the paycheck. Something's got to be bigger than how you look. Something's got to be bigger than the car, the house, the trips. Something's got to be bigger than that. That's why I say purpose. You got to have something else besides, like my brother was saying, bragging about your accomplishments. That's great that you accomplished something, but like, did it impact the world? Did you change somebody's life? Did you try to help somebody else besides yourself? Because if all your accomplishments are about your bank account and your car, your crib, I mean, then what did you really do to help yourself? You know,
That's huge.
so
Women are thinking it's a physical thing for us. It's not the physical thing. That's what gets our attention. It's not what keeps it. Intelligence. Work on yourself. Every time I see a super pretty girl, especially on Instagram, she done spent so much time on the outside. It's nothing inside. She's empty. When you talk to them, they like,
hold up, bruh. I gotta share this with y'all. I'm so glad
Go
you
ahead.
said that. I'm so glad you said that. So I saw this video the other day. They were talking about finding a wife, and they said if you want to find a wife, you got to find a girl between a 6 and an 8. They said because anybody above that is gonna be problematic. But the thing that caught me was he said this. Usually girls that are 9s or 10s, because they've used their beauty to get through life, they never develop the personality.
Right.
Or intelligence.
I know that from experience, bro. I'm friends with plenty of them.
They've been able to ride
I'm not
off.
knocking them. Right. I'm just telling what's real.
Right.
Like it's a lot of intellect that's missed because they busy
being
doing
cute,
single eyelashes.
being pretty.